If you would like to contact The Michael Corrin Show, please write to The Michael Corrin Show at 1295 North Service Road, Burlington, Ontario, L7R4X5. Or send an email to info@michaelcorrin.com. If you would like to know more about CTS TV, we invite you to visit our website at ctstv.com.
Welcome back to Michael Corrin Show. Gun control is the issue. I asked this side here about changes. The gun registry, do we agree that that was a waste of money?
I'm okay. As long as there's a licensing regimen in place, I'm okay with that. We need to know who has a gun license.
Before the gun registry, because we hear that, that the police approve the gun registry. There's a difference between police chiefs and police officers on the street, in my experience.
Big difference.
But what we had before the gun registry, was that satisfactory?
Yeah, I think the regimen was good. I mean, I think where we got to focus our attention is on those kinds of people that, how we allow people to access weapons that are, you know, capable of firing in a semi-automatic fashion or capable of being concealed. I think the shooting at Dawson told us we need to have a longer, harder look at somebody that, you know, that might be suffering from some emotional or mental issues that should preclude them. So if we can tighten up there in terms of, you know, not taking away the right to possess those kinds of weapons, but rather taking away the right from somebody that might be a danger in possession of those weapons.
Just one example, it hasn't been mentioned that often in media. What happened at Virginia Tech, a law college in Virginia, not too far, fair way from this place. I don't know if you remember, madman went in with a gun. He shot the dean, and I think 2 or 3 members of staff dead, and 2 guys overpowered him. One of them ran to his car where he had a gun and overpowered this man, who may well have gone on killing people.
It's happened 5 times in the United States.
Has
where
it?
School shootings been stopped by someone who was lawfully carrying a firearm. 5 times.
Absolutely true, 5 times?
5 times, which the media doesn't like to talk about because it doesn't fit the left-wing agenda.
You're part of the left-wing agenda.
Far from it. You should see the disdain I get when I appear at the Justice Committee.
I can imagine,
yeah. You know what? You know what? I'm a crime control guy. I always have been, always will be. I just don't buy that we are going to enhance public safety and reduce crime by giving more Canadians the right to possess and carry weapons in society. Call me, you know, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't think we have to travel down that road. You know what? There's so many darn guns out there in society in the United States. I guess they've had to travel down that road. They're in my estimation, they are confronted with a different set of facts and circumstances. And so, yeah, maybe the actual, you know, lawful carrying of weapons by normal citizens in the States does contribute to a drop in crime. But it does because there's just so many darn guns out there.
Right.
They're forced to go to that measure.
I got to challenge this again, you know, because you're saying we're going to have more people carrying more guns out there. Well, right now, there's no one carrying. It's against the law.
Well, good.
Number 2,
good.
Any law-abiding Canadian who wants to have a firearm already has one.
Good.
So we're not talking about more guns. We're not talking about people who are dangerous. They have a firearms license. That's government approval that they are not dangerous.
We're talking about more people carrying.
We're talking about the ability
idea.
of a Canadian to be able to have the right to protect themselves in the absence of any other protection.
Have you ever lost your temper with someone?
No, sir.
I'm a deeply flawed person, and I've lost my temper, and I hate to think I would ever do anything like that, but the chances if I had a gun of even showing it in temper out of aggression.
0.
And once you do that, the slope has begun. I'm just saying that, and you know what? There are even worse people than me in society.
Michael, I would just think about all the road rage out there. Because there is a ton of it. I mean, you know, I'm getting older. I just kind of smile and blow kisses, but like, because I just don't get into it. I mean, there's all these raging, maniacal bullies behind the wheel, male and female. Imagine if it goes to the next step and they pop out of the car and one of them happens to be one of those good citizens, but they engage in road rage. There are nice, normal folks that engage in road rage that otherwise lead nice, normal, gentle lives, wouldn't, you know, raise their voice in any other circumstance except when they're behind the wheel and
Yep.
safe. So let's say that goes to the next step. They get out of the car, things start to go bad, and boom,
Okay.
out comes the gun, and boom, boom, boom.
So you're saying ban cars?
No. I just don't think more guns.
Back in a few moments, emails and goodbyes and hugs and all that sort of palaver. Don't go away. Email here from Chris in Guelph, Ontario. If the Green Party had any sense, they would stop sending their people on your show. We don't have many. I felt like I was watching an orca stomp a seal before eating it. That's very unfair, because she's not an orca. No, I mean, but it's quite funny. P.S. You and John Moore should have a 2-hour weekly phone-in debate show or something. John's on the show tomorrow, actually, on our panel. Good guy. We differ on almost everything, but great to have him on. And last night's show, she was wonderful. First time, did very well. We'll certainly have her back on the show, and I like the killer whale thing, I think. Tracy Christie, great to have you here, and John Muse, a pleasure as before. Tony Bernardo, thank you so very much, and Andrea Hannan, thank you very much indeed. Tomorrow, our This Week panel. Until then, take care, God bless, and goodbye.
Michael Coren's wardrobe supplied by Stolleries, serving Canada's business community for over 100 years. Stolleries at Bloor & Young.